This is Forge Breakdown with your host, Christopher McManus, where we put every subject through the fire so you can forge your own conclusion.
Welcome to the Forge Breakdown. Looking back when I started to grind, my intentions were to help those that were in my situation and didn't know how to get out of it. I was trying to help people to, first of all, be accountable for their own actions and take ownership. Because in order for that to happen, you're never going to change anything else. You can't walk around blaming everybody else and then try to change your life. It's not going to work. You're going to continue to blame everybody else. But once you look at yourself and you start to realize, I'm the one in charge, that's when you can begin to make those changes. And so the Grind podcast was a format that I had originally designed in order to help you through those. But after reviewing the videos and looking at the videos, I started to notice that it kind of looked like I was making myself out like I had it all together or that I didn't have any flaws. And that's not me at all. I wasn't getting to be myself. I was having to try and memorize stuff. I was having to try to put things together. And then I was having to spend hours cutting the videos because I had to pause to read. And it just wasn't what I wanted to do. It wasn't my idea. It was good because I got the practice. I got to over and over. I got to see how I wanted to build it. So it was a learning curve. And I'm going to keep those episodes out for the fact that they are my introduction. They introduce me. They tell you some stories about how I feel that I can help people. And then it also tells you how to look at people around you. But the Grind podcast, I feel, was too narrow. I felt like my main concern with it is that the motivational field, you have people who are watching you and everybody's holding you under a microscope. Everybody's watching every move you do. And if you make the slightest mistake, if you look at the slightest thing, then they're going to persecute you for it. And with me, there's just so much that you're going to be able to look at and see. So I didn't want people to think that I wasn't living the same way that they do, because I'm a person just like all of you. I'm no different than anybody else. I have my flaws. I have things about me that I do that I don't like, but I'm no longer an addict. I mean, I am still an addict, but I'm not addicted. But the thing is that I like to go out and have a drink. But I felt like I was forcing myself into a box. And if I did get caught drinking, or maybe one night I did drink a little too much and people happen to see me and know who I am, and that's far-fetched, you know, I mean, I'm not saying the episode is going to make worldwide, but if it did, they're automatically going to look at me and be like, oh my God, he did this, but he talks about that, or he does this. And it's like, I don't want that. I want to be able to be me and then be able to talk about subjects and things that I want to talk about, because I'm very opinionated. I'm very analytical. And so let's use that to my advantage, right? And so, yes, I do believe that you need to be motivated. I do believe that motivation can help you, but motivation is also temporal, and it doesn't last very long. And so I was trying to be more about ownership in order to change your life if you're not happy with the situation you're in. So I'm not abandoning the original mission. At first it was the Grind with Chris ecosystem. And then I changed it to the Grind with Chris mission, because my mission is to have you grind with me. It's to have you game with me. It's to have you come on here and chat with me, or come on to my podcast, or let's go meet up together. It's all about let's start to try to make reality the way that it used to be For those of you who may be overweight and think, oh, I don't want to do a diet. You don't have to do a diet. And I'm going to show you that with the Grind with Chris transformation. Then we have the gaming. The gaming, I am and always have been Reigns Gold. That has always been my gamer tag since 2003 when I first played Morrowind. I made that name. Grind with Chris is my alter egos. Each branch represents a different part of me. The transformation is the part of me that I struggle with the most. It's the part that I want to be. And then Reigns Gold is my releasing alter ego. Go on the game, not have to go out and spend tons of money. Yeah, I spend money on the games, but the games are lasting longer. We have the musical side. Okay, my alter ego in the musical side is a guy I created named Chris Foundry. He has a band called Tempered Few. Okay, and yes, he's AI. Yes, I use AI music. I write the lyrics. They are my life. They are my words put into an alter ego that I use AI to get out there. So that's what this is going to be about. I still plan on doing the Certified Personal Trainer course. I still plan on doing my DJing section and cooking videos, but it's mainly on these three branches. And we will be able to expand on that. But then we have the Forge Breakdown. The Forge Breakdown is going to break this stuff down. And the show was supposed to be something that I thought that people would come to and they would enjoy and people would see what I was trying to do and have respect for it. And I'm still going to try to do that. It's just going to be in a different way. But it was supposed to be something that people could look at and be like, okay, my life is kind of what he's talking about. And so maybe I need to change it a little bit. But I don't think it came off that way. I think that it came off that, oh, I'm better than everybody. I had it all together, and I don't. I just don't think that I left enough room for reactions, for culture, for technology. I just think that I narrowed it down to where I couldn't expand anywhere that I wanted to be. I kind of just put myself in that one field. But I have lived experience. I have practical advice. I think that those ideas matter and they shouldn't be thrown away. So we're going to push the grind to the side. My whole thing is still Grind with Chris. That's what I have. I'm still much part of the mission. I'm just going to approach it in a different way because I want to be able to be me. I want to be able to talk freely. I have my own opinions just like anybody else. I want to be able to say my opinions. I want people to come back at me and say, oh, you're wrong here. You know, this is true, and show me some facts so that way I can shut up. Just be more of a talk show kind of, I guess, would be the better thing than a podcast. I can still help people. We can still come out with better answers, but I just feel that this format is going to be better in the long run. But I think the format became too focused on motivation and less about having the freedom of speech and saying what we want. And I want to be able to react to music videos. I'm going to have Chris Foundry come on and he's going to answer some questions in the third episode. And I just want it to be fun. I want it to be educational. I want people to respond. Any kind of reaction, whatever you want. I mean, you have the right to your opinion. As I've heard many times, that is very true, is opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. And so you have the right to your opinion. You have the right to your beliefs. You have the right for who you vote for. I am not the kind of guy that I'm going to tell you you have to conform to any specific thing. You are who you are. Be who you are. Be happy that you're them. And enjoy life. Do what you want to do. Because in the end, that's all that matters. But I think that I was overthinking whether every subject fit the brand. And so I'm just happier with this. I feel more comfortable. I feel more in my skin. I feel that I can be more me and it's not looking like I'm a damn robot sitting in front of the damn screen. It just, I don't want to act like I'm a guru, a professor, or a person who has all the answers, because I don't. There's many things that I don't know, but I'm about learning. Every day that I'm awake, I want to learn something, if not 10, 12, 15 different things, because that's what makes you smarter. That's what, as you get older, you become wise. And wisdom comes from learning. It comes from life experience. And that's what I'm doing. As I'm getting older, I'm becoming wiser. And I like it. I feed off of it. I don't want to get dumber. But the Forge breakdown means freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom of belief. I have my own opinions just like everybody else. I want to do funny videos. I want to do reactions to things. I mean, there's just sometimes a video that I see and some videos I watch that are just absolutely dumb that go viral, and so I'm going to comment on them and dissect them and figure out what made it big. And I'm going to do the same with gaming. I want to look at gaming videos and what made this guy and what he did wrong. And music, I definitely want to react to music, especially I'm going to try to stay on top of the new music. But there's a lot of older music videos that I'd like to go back and dissect, and then people can give me their opinion back. But of course, I still hope to be able to go and talk on people's shows and go and have argumentative conversations. But I want to take a subject and break it apart. And I want to put claims, I want to put facts, and I want to put the opinions through pressure, like a foundry. And if nobody knows what a foundry is, it's where you dump molten metal in and you melt it down and you take out the impurities of the metal. And so that's what it's about. And so that's what this show is going to be about. We'll take a subject, we'll take a topic, we'll put it into the foundry, we'll melt it down, we'll check out all the impurities, we'll find the core truth or the core facts, and then you form whatever conclusion you want. And there's a lot of things and a lot of subjects that are very good at what we're going to do. We'll separate what is known from what is opinion. Because so many people have opinions and so many people look at stuff. Even my son, he'll look at something on social media and be like, oh, that's true. That's factual. And it's like, no, the internet can be false. I know. It's ironic. But I'm going to give my honest interpretation, and I'll let you forge your own conclusions. And more than welcome to comment back and give me your conclusions, and we'll just see where it goes. But this show is going to include research breakdowns. I will go find a topic, research it, find all the stuff I can. Factual, non-factual, non-opinions, opinions, anything that I can to be able to pinpoint it. And then we'll react to clips, we'll react to stories, we'll react to music, viral content. And then I hope to have interviews. I hope to go on interviews. I hope to just hopefully be more open than I was in the motivation lane. And then I'm going to have Chris Foundry appearances. We'll do where Chris comes on. He talks to us. He points out things about him. And he'll have appearances on here. Maybe we'll do a breakdown of a music video. And we'll just have fun. And then we'll have technology, work, culture, accountability, current issues, and serious topics when they're appropriate. And then, of course, humor and lighter episodes along heavier subjects. So it's as you could see, I'm opening it. I'm spreading the wings of what this could be more than what it was. What this show will not be. It's not going to be a traditional podcast. It's not going to be just me talking about the same kind of thing, repetitive, blah, blah, blah. That's over with. It's not going to be a motivational sermon every episode. If I feel like I need to do a motivational episode, then I'll do one. And I'm not going to hesitate not to. But I don't want it to be like, oh, He's doing another motivational video. I'm not listening to him. And that just pushes people away. I want all kinds of people. I want all kinds of topics. I want all kinds of subjects and reactions. And so in order to do that, I'm going to have to be me. And at times, I can be very controversial. At times, I can be very opinionated. And at times, I can be very stubborn. So those are 3 good things to do a talk show. It's definitely not going to be a political party channel. I am going to have an episode, probably 5 or 6, that's going to talk about my take on politics. I'm not going to lecture you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what you should do and how to do it. I'm going to talk about subjects, and we'll go through them and discuss them. And this episode is going to be a little longer just because I'm talking about what my goal is for this new format. And then I'm not going to pretend that my answer is the final, or my opinion is the final answer. Like, you have a right to your own. Whatever I believe is what I believe. And I hope to be proved wrong, because then I can learn and not give information that might be false. Because to me, I study, I read, but that doesn't mean it's true. And people can prove me wrong. I see people post stuff on stuff I post all the time that proves me wrong, and that's good. And that's what I want. I mean, prove me wrong. But I'm not going to be... What you can expect from me is I'm going to be very direct, which as you could tell, and I'm very honest. I don't believe in lying. It's just not worth doing it. It's better to just tell you the truth and be honest, whether you like it or not. And that, you're going to learn, comes from my mom. My mom has no filter. She says what she wants, and she don't give a shit who it hurts. And I got that from her, so I'm going to use it to my advantage. Why not? I have a common sense perspective rooted in lived experiences. And then I'm going to clear separation between facts and my opinion. We will see what the facts are. We will make sure that those facts are correct. And we will separate it from my own personal opinion. And then humor when the subject calls for it. I want to see funny videos. I want people to send me funny videos. I want to react to funny videos. But the thing is that when you act completely stupid, I don't find that funny. It takes a lot to make me laugh, because some humor just doesn't make sense to me. And so I would love for people to make me laugh and people to bring humor into my life, because I see a lot more stupidity more than I see humor. And then, like I said, a willingness to admit that I am wrong when new information changes my view. And that is where it's going to be hard for me, because like anybody else, you don't like to admit you're wrong. But that is where it's going to help me grow better as a person down the line, when I find out that what I believe or what my opinions think is false. And I hope that you can be one of those people that show me that. So the Forge Breakdown connects to the larger Grind with Chris mission, because it's going to help get information out, and it's going to just really be me. Because when I'm doing the music, I'm teaching people through that music, but it's got to stay in that part, right? And then when I'm gaming, people don't want to hear lectures when they're gaming. People do not want to hear me go on there and start telling them about my opinion and what. So I have to stick there. Okay. And then transformation, that has nothing to do with any of this. So Forged Breakdown is me being me and getting to just do what I do. And I don't have a whole lot of people that I'm friends with. Most of my friends are dead. And I don't hang out with a whole lot of people anymore, because I've been stabbed in the back so many times that I've just learned not to allow that to happen no more. So this is my way of having conversations and putting myself out there. And the one thing that you're going to understand, that you're going to learn, is that I'm not afraid to show my mistakes. I'm not afraid to show my flaws. I am a screw up. I've been to prison. I'm a felon. I've lied. I've cheated. I've stolen. It was all part of a environment that I grew up around, that a lot of those I didn't know were wrong. And so I knew they were wrong, but it was just monkey see, monkey do, right? So that's just the way that was. But ultimately, I made those choices. They're my fault. So I can't sit there and say, oh, my childhood made me do this, or, oh, it's all my parents' fault. I did that for years. I did most of my life. I blamed everything on everybody else. But in the end, I ultimately made the decisions that I made. And now I am trying to recover and build a better life. And I'm a little behind. I'm number 32 in the race. And there's 31 people I got to run by. So it does not replace my gaming, my music, or my transformation. It adds to it. It's all part of the same mission. Think of it as a tree, which if you look on one of my social medias, I have a tree. And at the bottom, it's Grind with Chris. And then each branch has a different part of what I'm building. And that's what it's all about. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to explain this like any of you guys are idiots. But it gives me a place to discuss the wider world without forcing every subject into one narrow category. So, again, I'm going to end this because it's already been 40 minutes. I just want to reinforce that the mission is not disappearing. It's the same mission, same plan, just different format. But I invite you, as viewers, to disagree, add context, and reach your own conclusions. Like, I want you to be a part of the show. I want you to say what you want to say, and don't be afraid. For my next video, we are going to go into deep discussion about AI music. I'm going to bring up some facts. I'm going to point out facts. I'm going to have some arguments. I'm going to have some opinions, and we're just going to talk about it. And then we'll have another interview after that where we're going to bring Chris Foundry on, and we're going to interview him, and we're going to talk to him and figure out what the life behind an AI artist is like. So I'll see you around.